Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
My name is Alex Marion. I'm the Syracuse City Auditor. I'm excited and proud to be here today with a very simple message. Syracuse is here because we need good cause eviction.
That's right.
The New York State budget is now 9 days late. Since it's late, we've got to make sure we get it right. And there needs to be a deal in the New York State budget that is for housing, and any deal that is for housing needs to be for tenants.
That's right.
Good cause eviction is how we do that. We need to make sure that tenants are not being kicked out of where they live for no good reason. We need to make sure that people are not being subjected to unfair and inappropriate rent increases. It's that simple, folks. Syracuse leads the nation in rent increases. That is not a category we should be proud of, but it's a category that we lead the nation in. And how do we keep people in their homes? How do we prevent the spread of homelessness and houselessness throughout our community? With good cause eviction.
That's right.
We need to get it done. We need to get it done across New York State. I love our friends in New York City. It can't just be for the 5 boroughs. It has to be in Syracuse,
That's
in
right.
Buffalo, in Rochester, in the North Country, in Albany, in Binghamton, in Utica, Long Island. It has to be the entire state of New York because all of our tenants have needs and we all need good cause eviction.
Yay! All right.
I'm proud to be joined here today by some incredible folks, community leaders, elected officials, people who know the need for good cause eviction. So let me start introducing you to some of them. First up, we've got Palmer Harvey, who represents the north side of Syracuse on the county legislature.
Yay! Palmer!
Hello, thank you. My name is Palmer Harvey, I'm the county legislator for District 9. And the north side needs a lot of help in terms of housing. The whole state needs help in terms of housing. How dare the governor count us out of good cause eviction? I mean, it's ridiculous. We're one state, not 2 states.
That's right.
New York City is not alone today.
That's it.
We're fighting hard and tough up here. Rents are rising here. The poverty is off the charts. Homelessness is increasing. We're struggling to keep people in their homes.
That's right.
And how dare you not give us a fair chance to fight for it with good cause? Opting in is not a solution. We should already be part of the solution. Governor Hochul, if you're listening, we matter upstate. We work very hard for our constituents. We matter. It's time now. It's the time is now for good cause eviction to happen.
Absolutely. Governor Hochul, we hope she's listening. We know she needs to be listening. She needs to get this done in this year's state budget. Next up, we have county legislator. We're going to the other side of the city of Syracuse for East Side, Valley, and Strathmore, Maurice Brown.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Maurice Brown. As Alex mentioned, I'm a county legislator here in the city of Syracuse. I represent some of the southern neighborhoods in the city. And just like Palmer, I'm here to say that, we need good cause eviction in this state budget bill. I believe that housing is a human right, and I think that it's the role of local government at all levels to protect that human right. Right now, that right is under attack. Right now, there are tenants who are being forced out of their homes unjustly. We need to protect that. Right now, we need to take a stand as New York State and say, we need good cause eviction right now, and we need to make sure we do our due diligence to protect tenants. I'm gonna add a little honey, and I do want to congratulate the governor for some of the housing initiatives that she's done. I actually do think she's made housing a bigger priority than past administrations, but we need to finish the job. We need to go all the way. We can't just protect New York City. We can't just do half the job. We need good cause eviction for the entire state of New York. That includes Syracuse, that includes the North Country, as Alex said, Binghamton, and all of us. We need to take these steps. We need to be bold. We need to make sure there's funding in the state budget for good cause eviction.
Well done, as always. Next up, you're going to hear from Michelle. She's a Syracuse tenant. She's got a story to tell, and she knows as much as anyone why the city of Syracuse needs good cause eviction.
I really want the governor to hear me, because if she had passed this last time, as she promised, I would not be disabled today. I have been subjected to various forms of abuse, and I find that it's abusive for our leadership to be creating, even designing systems that further that abuse under some false and unsupported narrative that people who own property are somehow holy and precious and perfect, and people who rent cannot possibly be. The facts do not support that. What supports it are the facts that more and more people are being systematically abused, and bullies cannot bully without support. So our legislators and our movement people who are creating systems that empower them to do so are now complicit in the abuse. So my blood is on their hands when I get beat up by my landlords and I get sent to the emergency room. When we suffer physical attacks, chemical attacks, acoustic attacks, and every other kind of attacks, and nobody does anything about it. It's been an entire year. So I want my leadership held accountable for why nobody is calling my phone and telling me that they're sorry that I'm going through what I'm going through because they failed me. I want good cause eviction protection because I am the perfect tenant. I've done everything right. And my landlords are monsters who have done every possible thing wrong. And yet the only system for justice in this city is that I have to prosecute them, and I have to do it without the help of an attorney. That's fabulous. If it happened anywhere else in the city, it would be a crime, and everyone in the city unanimously agrees. Except if it happens on a rental property, then suddenly it's perfectly okay. If it happens in a workplace, suddenly it's perfectly okay, because money's being made. Well, I'm here to say there is no such thing as a right to abuse people, and no amount of money is ever going to make abusing people okay. Tenants are not all just losers who can't get their life together. Many of us are professionals who choose to rent because it makes more sense for our careers and our success than cutting grass. So I do not enjoy being discriminated against, and I will not tolerate it any further. I demand my rights, I demand to enjoy my rights, and I demand it immediately from the leadership that we elected to represent us. I wish to see that soon, and I would like it if the governor would call me and ask how I'm doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. And we know we can't get good cause eviction done by ourselves. We need allies and friends across New York State, across the political and government spectrum. So now I want to bring forward the man, the myth, the legend from SEIU 1199, Mark Spatafor, which has been fighting tirelessly from every corner of New York State to get good cause done.
He really oversold me. I just want to be clear on that. But I do want to thank Alex's leadership as well as Palmer's and Mo's leadership on this issue because it is very important. So I'm the Upstate New York Political Director for 1199 SEIU, representing over 7,000 healthcare workers in Central New York and more broadly about 300,000 in New York State. And this is an issue that's very important to our members because our members live in these communities and a lot of them do rent. And the reality is, just like the frustrations you just heard from Michelle, a lot of our members have the same kind of frustration because we have a system that is out of balance. We have a system that favors those that own property over those that are simply just trying to have a roof over their heads that they can go to every day. And this is the thing, is that we have to be concerned with what the reality is right now. So we are calling on the governor and the legislature. The legislature has to hold firm. You know, they have to make sure that good cause is a part of this budget because New York cannot wait. The housing crisis you're seeing in Syracuse, you can extrapolate across the state, especially in this area. We haven't really built any big housing projects in decades. And now between Micron, what's happening with 81, all of this is happening at the same time. We need the tools in order to address this problem. And the only way we're going to do this is that New York State has to step up. So we're calling on the governor and the legislature, step up.
Great. Thank you, Mark. Now, we're all here, happy to take any questions if anyone has any. Welcome.
I'll do one-on-ones afterwards. I won't finish.
Perfect. Thank you. But if anyone has any, we're here for it. Don't all speak at once. All right?
I
Yes.
guess aside from this rally today, what communication have you had with state leaders to kind of push this forward?
So the three elected officials here and I, we all signed a letter organized by a group, Housing Justice for All, and Local Progress, of which we're all members, calling on Governor Hochul. We joined, I think, close to 100 local officials across New York State, asking her to put good cause eviction protections in the state budget. We've been talking to our colleagues in government, our colleagues in the legislature, and urging them to do that. Now, we're very lucky. We've got folks here who are very supportive and very open-minded locally across upstate New York. A number of members of the legislature are very supportive of this. The principles of good cause eviction are in the Senate's budget proposal, the Assembly budget proposal. It just comes down to Governor Hochul listening to all of us here in Syracuse and across the state of New York, coming together and saying, we need these protections for us in our community.
And I guess can you expand a little bit on the impact here in Syracuse? We're kind of touched on the housing crisis that we're having a lot of conversations about. So what would the kind of direct effects of this?
Well, in the city of Syracuse, like I said, we have seen rents skyrocket here. That is putting people out of their houses on a regular basis, and it's contributing to destabilized neighborhoods, destabilized communities. You see children changing schools on a monthly basis sometimes. When kids aren't in schools, that is they need to be in the same schools consistently to have academic success and have academic achievement. Locally, we'll see more people with good cause eviction. We'll see more people having long-term stable housing, be able to stay in their homes. They'll be guaranteed a lease renewal at the end of their terms, so they're not subjected to just going from location to location to location. They'll be able to not see their rents skyrocket, so they'll be able to plan their personal finances and build some wealth and security for themselves. And that makes our neighborhood stronger, that makes our community stronger. And that's why we need to have good cause eviction here in Syracuse and across the state of New York.
Could you guys speak a little bit as to what is currently in play in New York in terms of good cause eviction and some of the more specific policy positions we're hoping to push through?
Oh, absolutely. So in 2019, the legislature put forward a tremendous package of tenant reforms and protections. And they did a great deal to keep people safe and stable in their homes. A lot of them are very specifically geared toward New York City. For example, dealing with the rent control guidelines, which we don't have here in the city of Syracuse. However, one thing that they did put in place is enabling localities to opt into rent regulation. We have not done so in Syracuse. There's a few steps involved, but I hope that it's something we will continue doing in the city of Syracuse in the future. Good cause eviction is the logical next step in that process. Good cause eviction keeps people in stable housing where they want to be, in neighborhoods that they like and care about, and ensuring that we have, an ongoing environment of stable neighborhoods where folks can keep their houses and keep their apartments for themselves and for their neighbors.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, very good. Thank you all.
Thank you.